All right, so let's talk about this article right over here, and this is from Game Rant. And Super Mario Brothers and Universal are coming for Disney. Super Mario Brothers is getting all the coins Disney films missed, and the future looks even more promising for Nintendo. Now, coming from a standpoint from a person who worked at Disney
Hmm.
on these big triple A like movies, big blockbusters, how do you feel about this?
I'm disappointed Disney's just let the ball go. They're not telling stories that are compelling to people.
Hmm.
You know, it's the stories that made money are the ones that basically brought people together and told them a good story, maybe a good message in there, at the end of it. And I mean, I don't think I watched the last 3 or 4 Disney movies that have come out, animation, and I everything I do is animation based.
Hmm.
It's just they're none of this stuff speaks to me in any way, shape, or form, so I'm not gonna give them my 2 hours.
Yeah. I think, you mentioned, like, the last movie that you watched was, Soul, right?
Yeah,
That's from Pixar?
love that. Yeah, that was a great movie.
Yeah, like, what's it called again? I haven't seen it.
Mhm.
I remember you told me I should watch it, and
Yep.
with that, my wife watched it, and she said that it's really she cried. She says
Yep.
it's really good. Yeah,
It
so,
was truly it made you feel. Pixels on a screen made you feel things, which always amazes me that,
mhm.
stories have the ability to do that.
Oh, yeah. I think, that's where, Nintendo sorta I think Nintendo sort of has that built-in fan base
Mhm.
where no matter what Disney produces, they will watch. They will just eat it up, whether it's bad or good, is because the name, it's a household name, right?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, let's go watch that Disney movie. Let's go watch that Pixar movie without knowing what the hell it's about.
Yeah.
Back in the day, you're like, this is going to be good,
Mhm.
right? So far long are we from the days of the first 5 minutes of Up, still fucking a masterpiece till to this day.
Oh, that you could watch that time lapse and just if you need to cry your eyes out because you got something in your eyeballs, like a speck of dust, just watch that whole thing
Yeah.
where they just go through that couple's lives in just stills. It is just absolute movie magic.
Yeah, and even their shorts are really good. Like, I loved Paperman,
Yep.
right? Paperman was really, really good. I'm like, "This is great," right? And, I think right now, I think people are just fed up, and it's like, "What's a strange world?" Didn't they learn with, like, Good Dinosaur? Like, Good Dinosaur like, I tried watching Good Dinosaur, like, it it was a switch and bait. I thought it was gonna be about something, and it was about something else,
Yeah.
right? So, I but the thing is that now we actually have a company that actually respects their fans
Mhm.
and respects the lore of whatever they're trying to release and not like, not pander to anything, and it's just good fun entertainment. I think
Yeah.
Illuminations is, doing really, really well. I know that DreamWorks and
They have an
Universal.
ATM in the front lobby. They're making so much money.
Yeah, right, and
So,
the fact that, DreamWorks is also a part of, is partners with Universal.
mhm.
But yeah, so
So
Super Mario.
one
Yeah,
of the things I
go
want to
ahead.
bring up, kind of based on what you were saying with Disney's, back in the day, we gave them the benefit of the doubt that anything they came out with would be good. So you
Mhm,
didn't have to look at a review, didn't have to analyze anything. You just had to know it was out there, and you were going to take your family to it. Now
mhm,
people, everyone I've talked to, it's a let's wait and see, what
yeah,
this one's going to be.
right, like, I think, I I think there was 2 things that and 2 reasons why Lightyear didn't do well. I think one was not having Tim Allen. I think that was a crime,
Yeah.
right? And it's like, "Wait, Tim Allen's the voice," right? And then people are just and I think people were just, if I'm trying to be nice to Disney, right? It's gonna go on to Disney Plus anyways.
Hmm.
I'm already paying for it. I'm just gonna watch it there.
Yeah.
Same thing with every Marvel movie, every Star Wars movie, every
You only got to
Pixar
wait a
movie.
month to 3 months, based on what its popularity is at the box office.
Yeah. But the thing is, like, then why are things like, Avatar: The Way of Water, even though that's gonna go is already on Disney Plus, why do people watch it in the theaters? Why did it make over, $2 billion.
They want to see spectacle on the big screen.
Mm-hmm. I think, and it's like that James Cameron, like, he's no matter what he directs is gonna look good, right? And the
Hmm.
fact that the whole water effect is gonna be really good,
Yeah.
but like Strange World, that was in the theaters. Why didn't it do well? I don't know.
Because people aren't giving it the benefit of the doubt anymore.
Yeah, I think people are just
What
like,
wasn't
look,
it
I
out
don't
of
care.
the wasn't it on Disney Plus 1 month after it came out?
Yeah,
I think it was
I
the
think so.
shortest turnaround to streaming.
Yeah. Let's see. The Super Mario Brothers movie's amazing opening weekend marked yet another milestone for video games in cinema, but perhaps even more so. It signaled that Disney and Pixar's grasp over the industry is not as firm as one could have thought. Especially as it's been Universal who's been putting out the best animated blockbusters as of late. And we already know that Disney and Universal has been going head to head ever since the theme parks,
Hmm.
right? Universal opening not too far from Walt Disney World in Orlando,
Hmm.
and then you actually have. I think ever since this all goes back to J.K. Rowling and Harry Potter. I think ever since Harry Potter went into Universal, it's been really really good,
Yeah.
right? And this is some insider news, chat. And this is some insider news. So we were actually in talks with James Cameron when they were closing down Terminator 2 3D in Hollywood. We were actually talking to him. He's like, "Hey, you sort of have licensing over this building and this location. Do you want to have a new Avatar like themed show or attraction here at Universal?" James Cameron said no. The reason why is because he wanted bigger spectacles. He wanted land. He wanted an
Hmm.
actual like an actual land that's all dedicated towards Pandora.
Don't they have
And
that at Disney World?
yeah, so that what happened was they opened that in Disney World instead.
Mm, gotcha.
So the original plans was we were actually in talks with James Cameron, but he was like we don't. He's like, I don't just want a 3D show. I want a land dedicated
Hmm.
to Pandora. So but yeah, in that sense, the Mario movie is only continuing what Minions: The Rise of Gru and Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. By the way, if you haven't seen that, Dave,
I was
it's
about to
so
ask you if
good.
you've. I was gonna ask you if you've seen it. It's like
Yeah, I
I've
have.
watched it 3 times now.
It's
It
so good.
it is one of even live action. It's one of the best movies I've seen. Not just animation movies.
Hmm.
It literally tells morals, stories within stories. Everyone has good motivation. There's no just throwaway stupidity. Is if you guys haven't watched it, that is a movie to watch.
Hmm. Yeah. We watched it, I believe, like a month ago, and I was talking to my wife, and then she was like, "This is really good." Like
Yeah.
the story, like it's not just the animation style that's changed, and but like the story is really good,
It came
right?
for me, it came out of left field that it was just such a well-written, piece of art.
Hmm.
Was not expecting that from a sequel to Shrek.
Yeah. And I hope that they are gonna do that moving forward, like when the new Shrek comes out, right? Because at the end they go to the far far Neverland or whatever. I forgot what it's called. And like I hope they stick with the same animation style. It looks good. It sort of reminds me of like a nicer version of Into the Spider Verse, because I think that Into the Spider Verse was a little bit too daunting with like going down to like what 12 frames a second or something, or like 8 frames a second.
Mhm.
But yeah, like
So
I was talking to her and she says we both agree, like we like this better than Into the Spider Verse.
yeah. Do you think that studio heads are starting to grasp what aspects of movies are making money? Or do you think different studios are so ingrained into what they do and the way they do it that they're just thinking, well, our audience will eventually come back. We don't have to
Mm.
change. The audience has to change.
I think Disney has that mindset,
That's kind of
right?
what
Like,
I was getting to.
yeah, I think what's it called again? I think Warner Brothers is sort of waking up to that. But I think Universal is already like, especially their illumination stuff, right? Because Disney is known for family friendly movies, and it's just now they're the whole ESG stuff with the making sure that you have enough of specific types of stuff that's inside their movie or within the studio. I
Mhm.
think, they forgot what it felt like or, to make just good movies,
Yeah.
right? And I think, Universal are just like, we're just gonna continue doing this. We just, I think, Minions and Rise of Gru and, what's it called? And Despicable Me. It's like they have like 3 $1 billion movies that's
Yep.
from just the Minion stuff alone.
Yeah. I've been saying it for probably 15 years
Mhm.
that all you have to do with anything, particularly animation, is tell a good story, and you could just draw it on the screen with crayons, and people will still come to it.
Yeah.
It's everyone talks about, oh, CG's this, CG the. If you put good scripts, into a 2D environment, people will come and watch,
Yep.
the product because it's a good story. People, I think, are craving good stories, good entertainment, something that will have a good moral for their children, something that will make them feel something. Because with everyone clicking their phones all the time, a lot of people are just numb inside. So you
Yeah.
give someone an unexpected feeling that they get, and people will come back and pay money for that again.
Yeah. Like, it's there's like especially for something like Super Mario Brothers, right? Like, I I didn't grow up with the OG NES. I grew up with the SNES, right? So like, the story is, I think like my dad woke me up, like me and my sister up. I don't know, like 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. I'm like, what? Why are you waking us up? I remember this vividly. So, my uncle used to work at this place called Fedco,
I remember
and
Fedco.
yeah, it's like a $5 membership to be a that you can buy stuff. So he
It
worked
was
at
the
Fedco.
original Costco.
Yeah. So he worked at Fedco, and he bought my dad woke us up is because he was able to get right when Super Nintendo launched and dropped that night, he was able to get us a console with 2
Cool.
controllers and with Super Mario Brothers.
Now that's just love.
Yeah, so it's funny because my dad just woke like, we didn't even ask for it. We had no idea what the hell it was.
Mhm.
So he woke us up when we played it, and he's like, "Isn't this cool?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then, playing Super Mario World, and then there's Yoshi. I'm like, "Oh god, this is amazing." So watching this movie with so much like love, it's literally just like fan service after over, like over anything else. Like the story
Mhm.
is decent, right? Like
Yeah.
it's pretty self-explanatory. It's simple, easy to understand, but this is like we're not gonna tell you we're not gonna explain to you what everything is,
Yeah.
right? You should sort of already know because this movie is for the fans. And
And some of the things are so well hidden. That's
mhm,
when you see stuff out of the corner of your eyes, so you almost have to go back and see it
yeah,
again, or wait for streaming or whatever to go. Was that a Yoshi over there? I thought I saw something running, down a stream or something.
yeah. Yeah, and, what's it called again? It's just so good, and yeah, I do wanna watch it at least a couple more times just because, like, there's so many Easter eggs that I missed. I've heard there was a Star Fox Easter egg. I'm like, "What?" Like, I need to go back and watch this.
Mhm.
So, but yeah. It's probably safe to say Mario games are rather simple, and to that end, Illumination and Nintendo clearly understood the assignment by turning Super Mario Brothers into a no-frills video game adaptation that gives fans exactly what they want. That's why upon its release, the film was met with so much negative feedback from traditional movie critics whose opinions heavily clashed with the gaming focused outlets and reviewed Super Mario Brothers with much kinder eyes. Yeah, I believe it has like 56% like critic, and then it's like 98. In my opinion, I don't think it's like a 98% type of movie. I think it's like a
Yeah.
high 80s overall, but with if you're like a Super Mario fan or even like a Nintendo fan, this is a movie that you definitely need to watch. And
I'd
I
put
don't
it
think there's
for myself, not knowing of the Mario world, but not
Mhm,
fully I give it like a 78.
yeah, right. It's solid, but like I think overall like there's moments I actually laughed. I don't think there's any moments of the movie that sort of popped out to me where in terms of it's being woke, other than a minor part, where like Peach was like, I think Mario asked her, like, after he was going through the whole gambit, right? And he was like, "Oh, but, like, okay, you're coming with me, but I didn't make it through the obstacle course. But you did, you went pretty far. Yeah. Yeah, but it took me so many tries. It took you a lot of tries too, right?" And she's like, "Oh, yeah, I did." And like very sarcastically said, like, I think other than that, I think
Well,
everything else was pretty good.
that part actually made me laugh from the
Mhm.
standpoint of, "Oh no, the we have to get over to Donkey Kong Land because we need to get there immediately. Oh, we're gonna take a day and a half to train you through this, then we'll go."
Yeah, how long were they there, right? They're there
Well, it
for a
went
long
from
time.
day to night and then morning again.
Yeah. But so that leads us into this, right? The weekend office, not office, the weekend box office forecast: Super Mario Brothers I Animation's best ever third frame as Evil Dead Rise and the Covenant debut. I think, yeah, it's this
Has
thing
it
is
broken a
making so
billion
much
yet?
money. I think it's close. I think it's I'm not sure if it's officially released in Japan or Korea yet, but it's
Oh
supposed to be
God.
hitting it. Yeah, it's supposed to be hitting it like really, really soon, right?
There's 300 million right there.
Yeah, so pros, tomorrow's trajectory continues to impress as a third weekend over Incredibles 2, 46.4 million record looks like a given. The film faces no direct competitors for its target's audience and will retain a wide swath of premium screens once again. I think overall this movie is doing really, really well. And this is like this is Disney's like this is our money. You're in our territory.
Yep.
What happened? Why aren't we getting all this money? Right? So, and that leads us this is from Forbes. Yeah, Mario. Okay, so it's at topping a massive 830 million box office worldwide so far.
And that was from 2 days ago, so that's not taking into this weekend.
Yeah. So, Universal Super Mario Brothers movie will top a massive 830 million at the worldwide box office this weekend after a huge opening weekend and impressive second weekend that both exceed expectations. It now seems that certain Nintendo video game adaptations will hit 1 billion as a top contender for the highest grossing film of 2023. And I believe this is the highest grossing animated film. I think
Well, highest opening.
yeah, opening,
Um,
yeah, yeah. But I think
Frozen 2 had that distinction,
mhm,
and this blew by it.
yeah, I think yeah, this yeah, Disney is pissed. I man, if I was Disney, like fuck. Like they took my money.
They
Right?
they
They
should
took
they
their
should
jobs.
if they were smart, they would be doing focus groups. What did you like about this movie? What do you not like about our movies? Rather than just being in their little glass, their glass um, hat at the hat building,
Mhm.
trying to find out why people are going to see these things and not going to see theirs.
Yeah,
Rather than just assuming people will change, to fit what we want them to fit.
yeah,
Because when it comes down to it, you work in the art field, it's art, but it's still a business.
yep,
If your business isn't making money, you're not doing the art, you know. And I don't know if you're going to be talking about that, but that leads down the massive layoffs coming to Disney as well.
exactly. Yeah, that yeah, I'm actually gonna touch upon that right now. So this is from the
How
Animation
was that for
magazine.
a segue?
Yeah, now that's a great segue, right? So I'm actually subscribed to the Animation magazine. I'm actually I was a part of ASIFA, so they actually send you what early screenings for movies for like uh n- animated movies that are nominated and stuff.
Hmm.
But Disney Entertainment preps for a bloodbath layoffs round. Anxieties are high across Walt Disney Company this week as employees brace for a second of three. Second of three layoffs.
Yeah, this is it's going to be 7,000 total across the three ranges of layoffs.
Holy shit!
I think they're dividing it up per there. There's like a marketing, there's production, which makes the movies and the thing, and then there's one other group. I can't remember what exactly that is.
Mhm.
And production is getting 30% of that, so about 2,100 people actually making TV shows, movies, and stuff like that is not looking to have a good week. And the second round is going to be the largest. I think the third is kind of like okay, we got rid of most of them. What else do we need to get rid of?
Oh wow. That's wild. 2 out of 3 rounds announced by returned CEO Bob Iger in February.
Yeah, but it's a
Now debt
total of 7,000. That number's not going up. It's
Okay,
7,000. It's
okay,
not like 7,000 each round.
okay. Okay, so but that's still a lot though, and
Yeah,
this is just this is like so Disney consumer products, uh, pretty sure Marvel is under there,
that I
and
don't know. I don't know whether
yeah,
Marvel's taking a hit
or
because they're kind of an offshoot.
yeah, and if it's just Disney proper, like you Imagineering, you have this direct to consumer, which is consumer products. They don't have interactive anymore. I don't know, man.
I don't think they're
That's
going to
still
hit. I
that's still a
don't
lot.
think they're going after the parks because the parks are making them money.
Yeah. Now that Deadline reports that the penultimate call, referred to as the big one or bloodbath, will begin Monday, April 24th. Well, that's 2 days from now.
I have a
And see,
lot of friends who work there.
yeah, I do have a good amount of people who work there too. And see firings across Disney films and TV divisions every day through April 27th. As previously reported, Iger outlined a company-wide restructuring plan that aims for 5.5 billion in cost cuts, 3 billion in non-sports content, and 2.5 billion operating costs. CFO Christine McCarthy detailed the cuts at 50% marketing, 30% labor, and 20% technology, procurement, and other expenses.
What blows my mind is they have, because they're 50% of 7,000, they have 3,500 people in marketing.
That's holy crap. That's a lot. That's so much people.
I'm wondering if those numbers are correct because that seems just like a ridiculous number of marketing. Although, how many people were let go of Twitter when he took over? Like
Yeah, oh yeah.
90%.
Yeah. The company anticipated axing 7,000 employees, which began just ahead of the shareholder meetings in April 3rd with the consolidation of production operations across Disney Television Studios, Hulu, Freeform, and FX, and shut down the creative acquisitions department and small metaverse division. The expanse of Disney Entertainment's business, including networks and TV film studios, is expected to see a flurry of pink slips. So, I guess it's a good thing that, uh, Disney didn't keep, my company, the company that I was under, is because we were under Disney for a little bit,
Hmm.
and, they ended up selling us off to a different company,
Yeah, because they didn't want to
but
have anything to do with video games.
yeah, because, Disney does not make good video games, right? But, oh, man, that sucks, and it's yeah, like you said, like, we have a lot of friends who work there, so and they know this is coming.
Oh yeah, trust me. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so I like, oh, man, it's
And no one knows. No one has any clue what groups are going to be, you know, targeted.
mhm.
So it's not a good time right now.
Yeah, and the fact that they lost what, like 123 billion dollars like last year?
Yeah, off of the last two movies.
Yeah, so it's like that's a lot,
Yep.
right? And I did ask this question, right? This segues me to this question, right? Like, from last week. Like, is Mario now more popular than Mickey Mouse? What do you think about that, Dave? Do you think that's
Hmm.
true?
That's hard to say. Mickey Mouse is ingrained in the psyche of like every human on the planet who has
Mhm,
access to media. Um, I'd say they're probably getting even somewhat.
mhm.
Maybe in Japan, Mario is much better. It might be regional. It's hard to say. Although, how much Mickey Mouse stuff do you watch a week?
Yeah, right, and, what like and when is the last time that, Mickey Mouse had a video game or movie or TV show other than the sort of like classic style one that they released a couple years ago.
Can you count the huge ride they have at Disneyland, where it's all old style Mickey that came out a few months ago? That's the only recent
Yeah,
media that I can think of.
right.
There's
And
what is the Kingdom Hearts thing? I don't think they've done a recent one though.
yeah, Kingdom Hearts. I think Kingdom Hearts 3 was the most recent one, which is like maybe a couple years ago.
Yeah. Other than that,
Right.
I off the top of my head, I don't know of one.
Thanks for checking out this segment of the Project Eggroll podcast. If you like what we do here, please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and you will know next time when we go live. We do go live every Saturday at 8 p.m. Once again, we are just getting started. Tons of more video to come. Thanks, and we'll see you guys next time.